What you guys, got another video here for you. Quite a few people have asked me when Windows 11 is available officially to the general public. And as you can see here, Windows 11 is available on October the 5th. Now, it's on October the 5th, but it should be really from October the 5th because it's not going to be available to everyone. You can see here today we are thrilled to announce Windows 11 will start to become available on October the 5th, 2021. On this day, the free upgrade to Windows 11 will be rolling out to eligible Windows 10 PCs and PCs that come preloaded with Windows 11. They are new PCs basically, and we will start to become available for purchase in the stores, so you'll be able to purchase PCs with Windows 11 on them. So basically what's going to happen is they're going to be rolling this out to the general public and cherry pick certain people to accept them. It's not going to be just for everyone straight out of the gate. It's going to be selective people that are going to be able to receive this through their Windows updates. So whether you roll that update out is entirely up to you. But you won't need to be in the Windows Insider program to then receive the Windows 11 update officially from Microsoft, if you're eligible, that is. Now, of course, this website just tells you about what we already know about the new features of Windows 11 that is being released to us. So there's not much information about that apart from the information which is really important, which is the system requirements. They haven't backed down on their system requirements. They've kept it to TPM 2.0, and I'm pretty sure that is what it's going to be when they release Windows 11. So for all those people hoping and wishing that they were going to drop the TPM 2.0 and also allow older generations of hardware to be acceptable for Windows 11, unfortunately, that is not the case for you people. So you can see here they're going to be rolling out a free upgrade to Windows 11 in a phased and a measured approach to users. That means it's not going to be just one big blanket update for everyone where everyone can download it and update their systems. It's going to be done in phases, and it's going to be probably done for newer PCs first and then gradually going down the pecking order. That's the way I look at it when I'm reading this article. So let's take a look at find Windows 11 specs here and computer requirements. Again, this is the real thorn in the side for a lot of people that's got older systems. Trusted Platform Module TPM version 2.0 is a requirement. And of course, they have said there is that loophole which you can use to install Windows 11. The downfall side is they are now saying that you will not receive updates. Windows 11 Home Edition does require internet connectivity and a Microsoft account to complete device setup on the first use. So these are the minimum system requirements that you're going to need to be able to use Windows 11. Now, we already know that there is a backdoor to be able to install Windows 11, but as we've already discussed, Microsoft have said that they will not receive any updates. Once your CPU is not on the CPU list, you will not receive any sort of updates for that operating system, which makes that operating system very vulnerable. So it's not a very good idea to use Windows 11 on an unsupported piece of hardware. Unfortunately, that is a lot of computers that will not be making the cut to Windows 11, but there is also a lifeline for a lot of people where they can still continue to use Windows 10 up until October 2025. Also, Microsoft have got a habit of extending those timelines to a bit further, so it's possible that we could end up seeing Windows 10 going into 2026 for all we know, because they could extend it. But October 2025 is the deadline for Windows 10. So if your CPU isn't listed on the supported CPU lists, which I'll leave in the video description, unfortunately, Windows 11 will not be supporting your hardware. So even if you could get it installed, you will not receive any updates according to what Microsoft have said. So let's put this into perspective. This chip here, the i7-6700K, never made the cut for Windows 11. In 2025, it will be 11 years old. It was released in the third quarter of 2015. So you can sort of generally see how old that processor is going to be in 2025. It's quite an age for a processor. What are you going to do with a processor of that age? Yeah, you can still do some things, but we're moving on so fast and technology-wise let's take a look at the i7 4770K. That is going to be a whopping 13 years old in 2025. So you can see that will be way the end of life for that piece of hardware. And let's take a look at the i7 2700K. That is going to be 15 years old in October 2025. You can use these right up until 2025 on Windows 10, no problem at all. And if you're an AMD fanboy, then obviously you've got the AMD FX series. I mean, these are pretty old by now, and they're not really much use for a lot of people, but there is some people out there probably still using these particular types of processors. So what is your options? I mean, you can either use Windows 10 or you can jump ship over to Linux. It's entirely up to you. Now, of course, you're going to get a lot of Linux users hoping that a lot of people jump ship over to Linux and start to use their operating system. And I really can't see this happening on a massive scale because of the, obviously Windows 10 is still going to be around to at least October, 2025. Also, what you have to understand, you're going to get a lot of Linux users saying you can give that PC a new lease of life by installing Linux onto it. The problem is it is still the same old CPU, the same old amount of RAM you had in there, and it's just going to have the same bus speed and everything else. It's not going to be able to make it much better to use. All it's going to do is probably boot up a little faster and give you a little bit more usability on the desktop, but it's not going to, render videos any faster or do any of that sort of stuff because it's governed by the hardware that's inside that PC. So it's just a placebo effect. So those are your options, really. You can continue to use Windows 10 up until October 2025. You can buy a brand new computer, or you can jump ship and use Linux on your system for as long as you wish. Now, me personally, I cannot get my work done on a Linux-based system in 2021. I still need certain things. And also, I do need quite a bleeding edge computer to do certain tasks. And of course, I use certain types of software, and just Linux just don't cut it enough for me. So I'm still using Windows as my main daily driver, and this is Windows 11. I've been using it for quite some time, and it's a pretty good operating system. You can do everything you need to do in Windows still. And I know people, like people that use Linux, are going to say, they hate Windows, and that's because they've got an issue with the telemetry and other things about Microsoft. But personally, it's a really good operating system, Windows 11. And if you haven't used it yet, then don't judge it until you try it, because it is pretty good. Now, I've been using Windows 11 since the release on the Windows Insider program, and I can honestly say I've not had, loads of issues with Windows 11. It's been pretty nice to use. Now, I'm not saying that when they release this to the general public, there's going to be no problems, because obviously that's going to be more people and more hardware, and this is when problems can arise. So hopefully, fingers crossed, it isn't that bad. Now, if you want to upgrade straight away, it'll be a free upgrade from Windows 10 when you get the option to upgrade, or you can hold off for a little while and wait. There's no rush, because you can always upgrade at any time. There's no deadline. You can upgrade whenever you feel like it to Windows 11. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy the experience on Windows 11. It's a pretty decent operating system. And, don't worry about all the fearmongers out there that are trying to, trash talk Windows 11 or trash talk Microsoft. It is a pretty decent operating system. So anyway, I think that's going to be about it. I hope this video has been some sort of use to you. My name has been Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. Just want to say a big shout out to all my YouTube members who have joined my YouTube members group. I appreciate the support. And I shall see you again for another video real soon. Bye for now.